5 minutes past 8. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, now we'll be talking about issues as they pop up within the APC. We're joined by Mr Rotimi Fashekin, who is a member of the APC. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you, Chamberlain. Thank you, Suleiman, and thank you, Mawbe.
You know, after
thank you. Good morning.
After that Congress held across the country,
yes.
I mean, beyond the teething challenge they had, where they had to reschedule some of them, you know, you have those who are now beginning to move from the APC to the PDP. We've seen developments in Edo. It's even popping up, some also arguing in Lagos. And so they're not exactly immune from that. Is that a sign of a house divided? What's going on?
Chamberlain, thank you very much. I'll tell you clearly that we have evolved as a nation politically and have reached this stage. And I want to believe that it's part of the problems that you see at every stratum, you know, of our involvement. I mean, you always have the centripetal and centrifugal forces operating within any political system at any instantaneous time. So this, what we are seeing now is, you know, lends credence clearly to that.
What about if the force that is operating, the force that pulls you away from the center, is on a higher proportion than the one that pulls you closer?
Well, it's neither here nor there. What I'll tell you clearly is that I have seen from the perspective of an insider that this party has an immense capacity to wade through crisis. I'll tell you clearly that nobody ever gave this party any donkey chance to ever emerge in the first place. I mean, I was a member of the merger committee. You know, I represented CPC on the main merger committee that eventually brought about the emergence of the party. And I saw the way we, you know, scaled through the different milestones, you know, that nobody ever, I mean, PDP and their leaders and some other skeptics, some cynics within the polity, you know, had written us off that, don't worry, when it's time for picking a name, they will scatter. And we went, you know, past that milestone. Don't worry, when it's time to pick a logo, they will scatter, you know. And we went past that milestone. You know, I've seen an immense capacity in the people, you know, within APC, you know, great negotiating skills, you know, being able to come about real good engagement, you know, engaging one another, you know, positively, understanding clearly that Nigerians are waiting for a true change.
You know, I have a smile on my face because I'm thinking to myself that it would seem that at the national level, you've only been able to stay together because of what people will say. But at the state level where it matters the most, where you should actually be most cohesive, it would seem like, you know, it's not been a very good story. Going by what is happening in Edo, what happened in Ondo, what happened in Ogun, you know, what is happening at the state level, even in the states that just recently joined the APC, where you had former governors of the PDP joining the party. It's been stories of discord in those states. It would seem that at the national level, you're just barely managing to hold it together. Is that not the situation, sir?
Well, that's, I will tell you, is clearly not the situation. I mean, like I've told you, in every political arrangement, you always have centripetal and centrifugal forces. People.
We understand that. I mean, but what we're saying right now is that it would seem that the centripetal forces seem to be way higher or stronger than the forces that are holding you together.
Now, you're talking about these various states. Mm-hmm. When a person goes to, most people in Nigeria now, when they aspire to political offices, they have mainly their ambition or whatever they want to achieve or something. And for many people, when they are saying that those things, the kind of ambition that they want, what their desire may likely not be met in this. I've seen that many Nigerian politicians are not able to say, okay, let me wait and see how these things work out, or still see how we can make engagement, engage properly on this. The next thing you see is the campaign, living, and all those things. That should not really be the same. And I want to say clearly that it's symptomatic of the level of development of our politics now. You see, if you look at the evolution of Nigerian politics, in the Second Republic, the First Republic, you saw a situation in which it was real war of attrition. If you belong to another political camp, you are a real enemy, declared enemy. And you've seen families that have been enemies, as a result of that, and even cascading to their children. And we saw in the Second Republic a man who came and said his own politics is politics without bitterness, and he demonstrated, he showed it with demonstrable, traits and character. And now we are seeing situation now in which people are moving from one party to another. This is a kind of evolution that shows you that, yes, I am free to be able to move from one party to the other. And then, I still see some of these folks, some of them we were together in the merger committee, and we can still see and shake hands. Do you understand? So it shows the evolution that we've...
This evolution in all of this is leading up to something, and in 48 hours from today, you'll be having your national convention.
Absolutely.
Your first national convention.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot has happened. A lot of people have said that this wouldn't have even been if not for the suit. You recall the conscience group. There's a conscience group that filed a suit against your party, and some would say that was when the elders quickly moved to save the situation by fixing the neck meeting of the party, also by endorsing the continuation in office of the interim executive committee members, and ultimately fixing this particular national convention. How has your party been able to manage all of this, knowing full well that some members have come to say there are some power brokers that are trying to draw the party or put the party in their pockets? What do you hope to see on Thursday at your first national convention?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sulaiman. You will recall that at that NEC meeting, that expanded NEC meeting, in which the decision for the national convention was taken, as many newspapers, reported, differently, there was actually a choice of who the chairman and the secretary for the convention committee should be. But there was another suggestion made, and the two suggestions were put to vote to show you the transparency that, so when you talk about power brokers, you ask yourself, look, we're going into the national convention. I'm the chairman of the publicity and media committee, and we are finalizing arrangements to ensure that the accreditation that should take place on Thursday will be shown live to Nigerians. We've decided to have 6 accreditation centers for each of the 6 geopolitical zones, and we finalized an arrangement for this to be shown to Nigerians, for us to see, for Nigerians to see the transparency of our electoral process. You know, and then on Friday we will have the main convention starting. The gates of Eagle Square will be thrown open from 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And then even some foreign media have given indication of their readiness to come and show it live to the world. So there is a great deal of expectation, you know, from this, because it's our very first convention, that's one. And secondly is the fact that many Nigerians are expecting many things from Nigeria, and from APC. They are expecting APC to carry on that change.